Kathy Gardner, what are you doing here?
I'm 47 years old. I don't even live in the district anymore. Can you get called to the principal's office 29 years after you graduate? Honestly, I don't know. I just got a call from the principal's secretary. They said I needed to come in. Look at me. I'm shaking. You know me. I was a nerd in high school. I never got called to the principal's office.
Now, Kath, that's not quite true. There was that time you and I got called down to see Mr. Campbell.
Yeah, there was that Dutchman crier incident. I forgot about that. I was terrified then, too. Just you, me, Mr. Campbell, and his steaming cup of coffee in his office. I almost threw up.
It was no big deal. Just a little gossip in the Dutchman crier.
Fortunately, Mr. Campbell eventually believed that Marge and I had nothing to do with it. At least that I had nothing to do with it. I don't know about Marge. I don't even know who the principal is now.
The principal's Dr. Ryman these days. But Kathy, seriously, you have no clue why you're here?
Not really. The secretary did hand me this box when I walked in. She said they cleaned out the old lockers before they demoed the old school, and they had just identified where this came from. She told me to hang on to it, and that the principal would have some questions for me.
Boy, I remember that locker, Kathy. It was in A-Hall down near that phone booth, and it was so high you could hardly get in it.
That's why I never cleaned it out before graduation, and to be honest, I had forgotten about it.
Well, this might seem obvious, but did you try and look inside to see what they have on you?
I was too afraid.
Hand me the box. Let's see what's in here. What's this? It looks like dead animals in here. Oh my.
No, it's from the musical senior year. Remember we pasted fake chest hair to Galen Kreiser when he played Conrad Birdie in Bye Bye Birdie? And when he wore that Elvis impersonator costume.
Oh yeah, the musical. I remember those. They were so much fun.
Back then, Brad Stocker was the director of the musicals, and he is one of those teachers who always knew how to nurture creativity in students. Even in elementary school, he had us writing and directing these silent movies with cream pie fights. It was a ball.
This really is a dead animal, Kathy. What is this?
It's an elephant. A chocolate one. Or half of one, anyway.
You mean you couldn't eat the whole thing?
I had to chew it slowly.
How could I forget?
You know, I've repeated that mantra to my own kids at least 500 times, even when the oldest one was leaving for college.
Oh, good old Joan McCullough.
Yes, she was a great teacher. You know, not only did she set the bar high, but she dedicated her life to shoving us all over it. You know, I spent a lot of hours, many hours with her outside of class. One winter, she drove me all around Annville, collecting oral histories from elderly residents for some writing project she dreamed up for me.
Well, apparently you and Joan were driving around Annville way too much because you missed seeing these cliff notes in your locker.
Lord, put those away! Those were your cliff notes, not mine. You hid them in my locker after homeroom one day.
Okay, so maybe I did have my fair share of cliff notes, and maybe I did throw some in Kathy's locker. Just relax. I doubt they're calling you in here for cliff notes. What's this?
Advanced bio notes. Mr. Swingholm used to tape them for me his lectures for me once a week when Glee Club conflicted with advanced bio. So every Friday he'd tape his lecture for me when I was out at Glee Club and then make sure I got the tape after class.
Really?
Yeah, that's the benefit of going to a small school and having teachers that care. You know, I see him in the grocery store still, and 29 years later, he still knows my name. Same with Mr. Groff. I still see him all the time, out jogging every day when I'm schlepping my kids.
Me too.
Not only does he know my name, he knows what colleges my kids are considering. And you know, he taught me math, but a lot more than that. Taught me, or talked to me about faith and family, you know, the important stuff.
Well, Kathy, I don't see how any of this stuff is going to get you into any trouble. There's some pencils and a notebook, and gosh, what's this? A green flare pen.
Oh no, my green flare pen.
I remember this.
It's my one act of high school rebellion.
It sure was.
I took all my geometry tests in it. I hated geometry. Mr. Martin hated pen, especially flare.
Yep, got my first D in geometry. I don't know anybody that liked geometry. I hated geometry too. He always called on me. To the board, to the board, to the board, to the board, Margie!
Oh no! Where's the top?
The top? What was on top?
A little green munchkin!
Looking for something?
Kathy, I'd love to stick around for moral support, but I got an event to go to for the Dutchmen Foundation. It's a night of memories.
I guess I have to go to the board now, huh?